I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington.
What's happening, y'all? It's episode 84 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. I forgot how to start this show out. I really did. That is terrible. Thank you, everybody. Check out episode 83. Everybody's been hitting me up. Everybody dropped a lot of love. I told y'all I was back regularly, and I'm having a bunch of dope people with me. And let's just get right into it. This week, I met this brother a couple weeks ago in Facebook Messenger through my homie Brian, who's a manager of a comedy club. And then Brian was like, yo, y'all are connect because y'all basically both nerds. I was like, okay, word. That's all I need to hear off the jump. And so then, the brother invited me out to do his comedy show Wednesdays after work at Zany's, which I did in Chicago. So if you're at the crib, every Wednesday it goes down. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Make sure y'all go check that out. But I was like, yo, we started talking nerdy stuff. And I was like, hey, bro, you want to come jump on the podcast with me? He was like, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, the home of Dario Durham. What's happening, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me, Jay. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, listen, thank you for having me on the show. First and foremost, it was a great time, man. I had a blast with that.
Man, you killed it, bro.
I just come out there and do what I have to do. Just, especially
like
the other
work,
niggas. Man, look, not compared to what the other two niggas before me did. But, man, listen, niggas had to make me work. I was in here sweating, nigga. I was like, I held my own. No, I held my own, but you niggas wouldn't know my heart rate was like 187, nigga. My watch was like, nigga, you okay?
Sit down somewhere.
Hey, nigga, you better breathe. Anyways, for those who are new to the podcast, man, what we do here is I get you caught up in the world of Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. This is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. So let me get this shit out the way right now. If you're going to be in your feelings about anything, I don't give a shit. I just don't. Please know, I don't care. You can say, man, you better have tough skin. Like everybody know the pod now, they like, yo, this nigga gonna say how you feel. But I'm never just blatantly disrespectful. If I ever got a negative opinion about something, I express why I have that opinion, why I feel what I feel about. And so it ain't a lot of news that drop, but we're gonna kick it off with the Marvel news that I have. And in my Marvel news first for today, Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness has officially wrapped filming, which is crazy because nothing leaked.
Man. Which is crazy because they've been trying to show us leaks, man. They've been trying their best, but they kept this one on the wraps, bro.
Well, I appreciate it because, again, what this is, the Multiverse of Madness means that lets you know there's going to be some major cameos in this more than likely because we already know Spider-Man No Way Home is going to have those. And so for Marvel Studios to be on it, and even people who might have known already, like people who are in the media and whatever, who might have had information, who kept it quiet, that is so dope. Like, you want to hit it. Like, again, I'm one of those people, I've said here before numerous times, I don't care for behind the scenes photos too much. I don't really want it because it kind of spoils some things. Like, again, Thor Love and Thunder behind the scenes came out, and that's how we found out Melissa McCarthy is going to play Hela. She's going to play Hela in the whole Asgardian play thing and all this. And it's like, I'd rather just see it happen as the shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this time and age where we got too much access to the internet, man. Everybody wants stuff right away, man. Slow down. Let's chill. That's why I like these Marvel series now, because it's like old school TV days, man. Make you want to watch it, keep you waiting.
Oh yeah, man. They make you sit up every week and they make it an event. It's an event, and we're gonna get into it. We'll get into it. Yeah. What'd you say? What'd you say? You up early?
I'm up early, boy. It's like Christmas. Thursday is like Christmas Eve for me when it comes to Marvel, man. I'm like, let me go to bed early just so I can wake up early.
Bro, let me tell you something. I was like, normally every single week I'm up. I'm like, yo, I'm up till because it drops midnight here in LA. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I'm up. Last night, that wasn't happening, nigga, because of the night before messing around with y'all.
Yeah.
Doing the show, hanging out, then realizing, oh man, let me try to catch a little bit of sleep. Only got 2.5 hours before I was up at like 3:45 Chicago time at the airport, dealing with flights. I couldn't sleep on the plane. So my body was like, hey, bro, if you really think you're gonna do this shit, we got nothing coming. I was like, well, you know what? What'd you say?
I said that's wild, bro. That's wild. Because I saw
Bro,
you. I saw the picture. You had the little neck pillow on. You was ready to crash on that plane.
nigga, I was ready to engage sleep, snoring, and slobbing mode. Nigga, I was gonna be on this bitch for 4 hours. Just getting it all, nigga. Sleep apnea and everything. I wasn't gonna give a shit. But nigga, my body was like, nah, nigga, you gonna stay up. I was like, I hate you. So, but it is. They are overall, the Marvel Studio shows have become an event. It's become an event to the point where people are like, because again, there are people who don't want spoilers, which I get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But there are people who want to be a part of the discussion that happens on social media once it drops. Like the moment it's dropping, people are live tweeting like it's a show that might have commercials when you can pause at any point where you want to watch.
Yeah, right. You can stop it.
So speaking of series, this is some news that I got, and shouts out to my homies at that hashtag show. And this is some crazy shit. Wolverine anthology series is rumored to be in early development for Disney Plus. Now. So there hasn't been any official word on the X-Men. We know they're coming. We know eventually mutants will be introduced. I still believe that'll be happening through the Eternals, but here's the story. So according to that hashtag show, a Wolverine anthology series is in early development for Disney Plus. Now, the show would reportedly follow Logan through various points in his long life, with the first season focusing on the mutants' Berserker's time with Department K and his transformation into Weapon X. Now, Marvel is said to feel that the anthology series will allow them to introduce the characters to the MCU while giving them the freedom to explore, quote, Wolverine's vast history without affecting any role that he would have in an X-Men film, unquote.
Ooh, that's heavy. If that's true, bro,
man, listen,
bro. You know what that remind me of? I don't know if you remember the comic book series. Happened probably, man. I'm estimating right now, probably 2012, 2014. That era, they had their 5-part series. I think it was called Wolverine, but it took them back to the days when he was in Canada, and with Sabretooth coming up as kids. And they show they dynamic as friends and how they kind of split and became enemies.
I gotta check that out.
Bro, I'm gonna find it for you because I got them. They actually made 2 parts of it, 2 series. So I think it was like sets of 5. And the first one was cold, and then they said let's bring it back for another set of 5. I read the first set of 5 fire. I think I kind of got into like some of the part 2, but at that point I was like, man, they done did their point, made their point.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
I'm gonna look it up for you. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up for you, bro. Yeah,
but I think the cold thing is, again, because I think we're all rushing, and when I say we all, I say us fans of these products, products and projects. Excuse me. Yep. We all want the X-Men. We like, Disney and Marvel Studios own the rights to these niggas now. Give me my X-Men movie
right now.
I don't give a fuck now. And it's like. And it's one of those things I keep telling people, like, as much as we want them, we have to literally, first of all, it's in Feige we trust. And I say that because they've built a story that's run 23 movies, that's introduced a litany of characters, and the X-Men, you want to come in, but you don't want to just throw them in the mix because now, let it build up. Now, if the anthology series builds up, and then we don't, again, this is rumored. This isn't guaranteed. And then even if it does happen, we don't know where it will fall in line. We don't even have a Wolverine cast. We don't know if Marvel Studios has their X-Men. I believe they have their Fantastic Four cast. I believe that for a fact. I believe they're Fantastic. I believe they just haven't announced it yet. But you get your X-Men and your Fantastic Four, and then you go from there. But again, that's still at least 4 to 5 years away. No matter what.
Easy. You know what they could do, just listening to like the again rumor about them maybe bringing the anthology back. Man, what if it's a live action series of the remake of the cartoons from the 90s? I think they can go that direction and look at them set the tone with WandaVision, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So they're setting that TV precedent by giving us quality content. What if they go that direction?
I think they might do that. I think we'll start getting mutants and members of the X-Men in particular dropped into series, or we might not get an individual full series for each one. Because I think there's no, I don't care about a full Beast series. I don't know anybody that cares about a full Beast series. I don't care about I don't care about, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about a full Jean Grey series, and I blame Fox for rushing every time the herd say, "We got to get to the Phoenix. We got to get to the Phoenix." I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah. They need to slow down on Jean Grey because her story is so complex, bro. It's more than just what they did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
It's more than just the Phoenix in general.
Yeah, it's more. It's a whole entity to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole build up to it, man. And they didn't set that up, man.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Right, we're gonna see because I don't. You remember Marvel Avengers vs X-Men AVX? Remember that series? Look, that right there.
But that's what everybody want. That's what everybody hoping. That's why everybody wanted so fast because they want Avengers versus X-Men.
Yes. That movie. You think they can still do it with the characters kind of like phased out and things like that? Because like, what you think? What you think they can?
Well, you got to remember. Well, here's my thought on that. This is my thought. Civil War was initially not supposed to work because they didn't have the rights to all the characters they needed for Civil War to be the way you know it from the comics. Now, for those who aren't familiar, especially in the Civil War comics, Spider-Man takes his mask off on the steps of Congress. There's so many different things that happen that involve so many X-Men, Reed Richards and all them. It's so many pieces involved that weren't allowed at the time because, again, Marvel Studios didn't have the rights. Now that they have the rights, you're not going to go backwards. And whatever whatever Avengers versions we're going to get moving forward is a thing because as we know, we're building towards the young Avengers, it seems like.
Or young, West Coast too.
Or West Coast. West. I'm more so West Coast. I'm more believing West Coast with everybody we're getting West Coast Avengers. So I don't think we'll get an Avengers quote unquote movie proper for a while.
Yeah, that's true because it's so many avenues that they could travel now. You know what I mean? Like, especially if once they open up this multiverse, man. You know, we talking about Miles Morales, Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Dr. Doom gonna make an appearance somewhere.
Well, Doom. Well, you don't need the multiverse to get Doom, man. Doom can come in now. Think about it. Doom now. So for me, I've been having this discussion with a lot of people, and people know I've had this discussion here on the pod. I feel that Doom should be the next big bad. But I feel like they're going to give you Galactus because I think that's what Kang the Conqueror is for. That's what Kang the Conqueror and the Eternals will tell you we're getting Galactus.
Yeah, that's facts. You're right.
Kang could be his own thing, but they're not going to give us that. So, okay, cool. But my whole thing, I get Galactus as a celestial and it's bigger than Thanos. My big thing is we've had a cosmic entity already in Cosmic Galactic Entity in Thanos. Save Galactus until after, but again, depends on how long they want to build that. But supposedly we're getting, the build up is going to be to Galactus. Cool. But I just think like when it comes to the Avengers versus X-Men, we got enough Avengers that they've built up. It doesn't always have to be the originals we know. It don't have to be the tried and trues that we've had. They've been building up characters. We just go forward to see what happens from there, man. But
I think they setting up for new versions of those characters because if you know Ironheart,
Riri Williams.
Riri Williams from Chicago. She about to have her own series. So
they're building that up.
She gonna be the new Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like in that place. Because realistically, if you remember the comic books when she debuted, man, she had Tony Stark shook. You know what I'm saying? like damn, how'd she make this suit?
Well, that's gonna be, and I think that's gonna be how we get. I've been telling people that's how we're probably gonna get Robert Downey Jr. back in a cameo. Because what'll happen is she'll find the decommissioned suits. Again, Iron Man 3 tells you he blew up a bunch of fucking suits. She'll find a suit. When she reprograms it, he will pop up as a hologram.
Yes.
Like, yo, how'd you do this? And that's how you get Robert Downey Jr. So I think that'll happen. But as far as, let's go straight into it since we're talking about these series. The most recent, by the way, spoiler alert, y'all already know, episode 5, penultimate episode, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And let me get your overall thoughts first and foremost.
I thought, for me, it was fantastic how they kind of, They going deep with this series, first of all, man. They've been building up to the definite today's time how Black people are perceived. And so when I separate the meaning of what the shield means, and them talking about Black America and how they did Isaiah back in the day. To me, I think that was fantastic how they played it out, because they could have easily went the easy way and said, all right, this is the Black Captain America. Let's play on him real quick. Let's get him suited up real quick just to kind of rehash that feeling. They didn't go that direction. They just said, hey, let him tell his story about how America really ain't shit, but it's still time to this day, and let him give that real Black perspective, that old school Black perspective of why he don't trust America, and let Sam battle himself. Man, do I want to go down this way, or do I want to still kind of serve my country? Because this guy got the old thought process. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I do? I like that battle that they created with him internally, and then let him make the decision, because it then felt good when he said, all right, you know what? I'm going to be Captain America. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to be Captain America. It felt good at that to have that build up. You know what I'm saying?
But I dig with that. For me personally, there's several things about this episode. The Bucky telling, I didn't understand. I just didn't understand what being Black as Captain America means. After having Bucky having to understand that. The talk of Isaiah telling you about history within comic book lore, how the Red Tails, how they legit went to war, were heroes, came back and had crosses burned on their lawns. Talk about having his history erased, and they've been doing this for 500 years. Him being experimented on, poked and prodded. Again, the Tuskegee experiment, which leads into why there are many Black people to this day in this moment still prone, hesitant about the coronavirus vaccine, which I get it. I get it. Like I tell everybody, like, yo, our history, Black people's history with this country with vaccines ain't the best thing in the world. I get it. Right. But also they was like, yo, we giving it to doctors, nurses, and police officers and firefighters. I was like, are they all Black? They was like, no. They was like, no, it's mixed. I was like, well, I'm good, nigga. Y'all giving it. You giving it to frontline niggas that's white? I think I'll take this. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll take this. But you have that, and then again, you see the white privilege of John Walker, the way he snaps. You're watching. The one thing I love about this series as a whole, as I constantly say, is they introduce so many different elements to keep the MCU moving outside of what we just know.
Yes. Yes. Say that again for people slowly.
Okay. They introduce so many elements inside of the MCU to keep moving aside what we know. Here's the thing. In episode 5, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is introduced she's played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. If you don't understand why she is introduced, that goes into Secret Invasion.
Yes. Yep. Hell Hydra. She's part of it. You know what I mean?
She's Hydra.
Yeah.
She's Hydra, but she used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. She used to work with S.H.I.E.L.D.
all that. Yeah.
All that. She's really Hydra. She started the Femme Force, but she's going to be, and she's part of Secret Invasion, which is Nick Fury and Talos and all them. So you're like, okay, bet. Yeah. Again, different parts of the universe. I don't know, Zemo now after this episode, the Dora didn't kill him. They took him to the raft. They was like, sit his ass in the raft, gonna sit your ass underwater. And then, it's just so much because
what's crazy is they sent him to raft when he's a manipulator, for one. Now you send him to the raft. Everybody in the raft, like think about the doors that they open that we not thinking about it right now. And that's Marvel. That's why they genius at doing what they do. They good at like that misdirection. You know what I'm saying? They put him in raft. He's like Loki. He's the human form of Loki, really. You know what I mean? Where he's a good manipulator. He could talk his way out of it. And you put him in there with the rest of them dudes in the raft. Come on now. You know what I mean?
So again, let's play. If COVID doesn't happen, here's the reason I say that. If COVID doesn't happen, this show drops in August before we get WandaVision. This comes right out after Black Widow. So it's Black Widow here, and then WandaVision, then Loki, Spider-Man, all that. Yeah, but as far as we're going, it leads to She-Hulk. The reason I bring She-Hulk up, Tim Roth is reprising his role as Abomination.
Abomination,
Where is Abomination? the raft.
Yes. Yes, that's what I was getting at. You know what I mean? Like there's so many characters that's in the raft that was introduced in that Sony series. You know what I mean?
And he's the Hulk. Remember, the Abomination is from the Ed Norton Hulk.
Yeah, Ed Norton. Yeah. That'd be dope if they could find when he bring Ed Norton back. But
no, that ain't never happening.
That ain't never happened.
That's why you got Mark Ruffalo is Bruce Banner, and that is going to stay that way. It's not changing no goddamn time soon.
You know what's cold? Kind of what you touched on, because I was talking about this, man. I think the character development of Bucky has been probably one of the best in the Marvel universe, man. The fact that he came to the point and was like, and said, I didn't understand what it meant to be black. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't understand it. Like, let him kind of have that vulnerability. You know what I mean? Because like to him, all he knew was Steve Rogers. He knew the Shield. That's where he was brought up. He's brought up in them times. And now the fact that he knew who Isaiah was, and he too kept his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? He was part of it. It's dope to have him acknowledging it. You see the compare and contrast of two white men. You know what I'm saying? You got the one white man that's like, I understand, I was wrong. And then you got the other white man that's like, no, you told me to do this. You built me up. You know what I mean? Like I was told to do this, and this is my right.
So here's my issue. Well, it's not first of all, Walker's not wrong about that. He's not. Y'all made me, which is true. But at the same time, we've kept hearing these gems dropped consistently of the serum elevates who you are on the inside. Erskine said that in First Avenger, which is why he never wanted a soldier. Erskine never wanted he wanted somebody with nothing to gain. He wanted somebody with a good heart and a human. And that's why Steve Rogers became the person.
Yes.
When you get you got somebody that just want power, the Red Skull happens. Carly and the Flag Smashers, we see what they're doing.
Yep.
When Lamar tells him that power can change you absolutely, you know what I'm saying, can make you all powerful and absolutely, you know, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yep.
And this motherfucker is a psychopath.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a psychopath.
Crazy dude.
And then you see it in the cold open when that Mog is fight. So I'm redoing my review. I'm redoing my review of this episode because I got some things I didn't get a chance to add and I was rushing to get through with it.
Yeah.
But there is in the beginning when there's so much semblance, they give you so many callbacks to movies already.
So many. It was at least 5.
So here's the deal. The fight with Sam and Bucky versus Walker, what is that similar to? The fight with Bucky and Steve versus Tony in Civil War.
Yes.
But then in the same scene, what else happens? You got Bucky holding him. Not even just that. You got Bucky holding Walker while Sam is trying to take the shield off his arm. What is that similar to?
That's
Infinity War.
And Infinity War. Yeah, when they were trying to take the gauntlet off.
They were trying to take the gauntlet off. I was like, all these little beautiful little just do. And so, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, man, when I saw that moment, because I love Spider-Man, he one of my goats, man. So when I saw that, I was like, bro, they done brought back. At that point, I was like number 4 or 5, you know, symbolism that they done brought back. I was like, wow, Marvel really know how to play with your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how.
When it reminds you, you know, what I'm saying, even though these characters are connected to everything, we're gonna show you moments that connect back, and so. But again, the privilege moment out of Walker, when we talk about the corruption of the power and the mental corruption and all that shit, is when that Mog yells at them and say, I am Captain America. And they're like, nigga.
Nigga, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Because even when he talks to his girl after the hearing, when he was like, they don't know, they don't know do what it takes to be Captain America. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, you don't understand. Your idea as John Walker doing what it takes to be Captain America, you need to talk to somebody who talked to Steve directly then. Because you'll never pick up Milnor. Okay, that's what I want to tell you. Okay, you ain't never picking up the hammer, nigga. Nigga, your soul won't let you ever pick up this hammer, nigga. You is done.
Yeah, He's wild, man. It's crazy because like they tried to have, what's dope, the deeper issue too, because like you said, John wasn't wrong. That's just the way America is. You know what I'm saying? America does that. And when I was like, he's talking about the issues that soldiers do have, after they are discharged or however they get out of the services. You know what I mean? They don't have nothing. You know what I mean? They don't have nothing because what did the dude listed off on the scene? You ain't gonna get no insurance. You ain't gonna get a benefits. You ain't gonna hold no rank after this. So basically, America just take soldiers that they don't use and psychologically fucked and just throw them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So like he's wrong as just who he is internally, but like what he's doing is what America taught him. You know what I'm saying? It's just his story is dope the way they telling it. He's playing it well, man, and man, they're doing a good job with him, man.
Well, also again, you hear about the dishonorable discharge, and he's like, "Yo, I was doing my job," but again, they even said it, bro. The fucking world saw you. It'd be a difference.
You killed the dude.
You killed. Like, here's the thing, and I hate saying it this way, but let's just keep it a buck, as I always do on this podcast. You could have killed this nigga without 92 camera phones around, right? Nigga.
And you killed the wrong dude.
You killed the wrong nigga. Then lied to your boys' peoples and was like, "No, I got him." Nigga, no.
Yeah. That's horrible. And look, he lied to black people. That's the thing. He lied to. That's another symbolism. You lying to us. Telling us, "Oh, we took care of it. Trust me." No, you didn't. You didn't take care of the problem.
Nigga,
you know what I mean?
Nigga, he said that. He said that he took care of it, and the sister looked at him, was like, "Get your lying ass out of here."
Yeah, she gave him that look like, "Fuck out of here."
Go fuck out of here, nigga. Your lying ass. So bitch made it. I was like, she knew.
She knew. Yeah, she knew that shit.
She knew again. The mom, I'm sorry. I was trying to do what I can to be there for Lamar and blah blah blah. Yeah, and she was like, "Okay, bitch, nigga, like you lying ass motherfucker."
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was. You just have all of this stuff, man. Yeah. You just have all of these different things about how, and then the post-credit scene where he's now making his own shield.
Yeah. And what's that about?
Well, that's because again, because the shield is taken from him. Yeah. But also remember, the Countess tells him this shield technically isn't America's.
Government. Yeah, it's not.
It's not the government's.
Yeah,
it's technically not, because it was. When you think about it, it was something that Howard Stark made for Steve, which was from vibranium, which the only place that has vibranium in the world is Wakanda, which is why when the Dora picked up that shield and then had the spear in the other hand, she was like, "Bitch, this is mine.
This is mine."
Did you notice how she flipped? She did that foot flip with the shield, boom, and then motherfucker was right there.
Yeah. She know what to do.
She was like, "Nigga, this ain't what you want."
No, you don't want. That was probably the dopest intro to bring them back in. The best way to do it, man. Like they could have done any better.
It's called beat white privilege's ass.
Boy, you touched the owner's shoulder. Slow down. You that was timeout, fam.
There's a clip somebody did with an edit, and he was like, "Let's put the pointy sticks down and blah blah blah." And then Sam was like, "Hey, John, you might want to go one-on-one with Bucky before you go to the door." And he says, "Maybe we got off a bad understanding." Touched the shoulder and just stopped and goes. It was at that point he knew he fucked off. Like,
it was over from that point, because she looked in like, "Hold on, we do whatever we want to do wherever we at." You know what I'm saying?
She was letting his ass have. This is literally what played in my head when they started whooping his ass.
Oh God! Beat his ass! Beat his ass! Hit him with that shit!
That's how I felt, when they was in this. I was like, "Beat his ass! Hit him with that shit!" Like I felt like that nigga deserved it.
That's fire.
But it's like we coming up now. The finale happens again. Sharon the power broker,
right? I think she is, because they left that wide open. That she's playing with the power broker.
The one that she called. The fact she called Batroc was like. But I said it like an episode ago. I was like, "Yo, I think Sharon Carter's the power broker." Yeah. And some people are like, "Oh, it's a red herring. Maybe it's actually the Countess." I was like, "Nah, nigga.
Nah, it's her. It's her.
You've been screwed over. Go ahead.
No, they wouldn't introduce the Countess the way they did. They wouldn't have done all these other characters so obvious, man. And even that was kind of obvious, but it was left kind of open to be like, all right, who is she calling? You know what I mean? But really, you knew what the hell's going on. Like, to me, it's obvious. Like, yeah.
Oh, I don't know why. My bad. That wasn't even.
I was like, damn, he coming back now. This nigga, damn, ain't that number 3 for him? Shit. Did you catch another bit of imagery towards the end when Sam was practicing with the shield trying to catch it and he caught it like this? Man, that was tough.
Catch it with his hands?
Yeah, he caught it with the hands like that. Here's what I thought. That just showed how Black people in America have to fight 2 times as hard to be just as great with less. He ain't got no serum. He ain't got no super strength ability. This man it had to work his ass off just to be the same as him, and he did it. That shows Black power in America.
Yes, sir. This nigga spitting. Damn, nigga.
I just want y'all to know, for those who listen to the pod, I'm playing clips through this from Blurred, so I was just like, I didn't have nothing else to say. I was like, oh, this nigga's on point. I'm just playing the Blurred's clips as I do this. But anyways, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But there's another thing of symbolism. Did you notice? Sam fixing on the boat.
Yeah.
And him fixing the boat as far as taking the shield, the comparison between the two, the legacies of both of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, nigga.
They are it to him. That's life. You know what I'm saying? On one side is a symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they both mean to him. They mean important. They're important, but they got different meanings to Black people versus to white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we talk about equity versus a symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a mascot essentially. Man, boy.
Boy.
Hey, that's why I say this series right here. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm gonna admit to you on your podcast, bro. When he was talking to Isaiah, and this is people, everybody listening, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I got tough skin. Look, but when you start talking about how Black people have to overcome and the bullshit we done been through, when he was talking to Isaiah, and Isaiah was just spitting the facts to him, talking about 500 years, I don't trust these people. Jay, I teared up. Not even gonna lie. I was sitting, I was like, this shit is so real. It's deeper than rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real. Like,
it's deeper than rap, though.
It's deeper than rap.
Yo, this shit deeper than rap, dog. Y'all don't understand. This shit deeper than this shit in the streets, bro. This shit about the streets.
Yeah, bro. This shit is real, bro.
Shit's real, but I agree, man. It's just we understand and see what it is. And again, Isaiah Bradley is showing another side of America that a lot of us didn't, a lot of people don't get to see and hear about. And then you have these idiots who are going to say, oh, well, they're just pushing an agenda, and it ain't an agenda to push. You know what I'm saying? It ain't agenda. It's just telling you the truth of how shit was, and to an extent, how shit still is. But let's move on to the DC side of things. I ain't got a lot of DC news. First off, Lucy Liu has been cast as Calypso in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So that adds her along with Helen Mirren, bro. I am just beyond ecstatic about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire.
Yo, they're really bad with that. Black Adam has officially begun filming. That is going on, as well as some Green Lantern HBO Max series has some character breakdowns, which officially confirmed that Sinestro will be involved. Now, this is previous reports have indicated that you're going to get Guy Gardner, Alan Scott, and Brie Jarda, which is an original character which was introduced in the series. Will be introduced in the series. Excuse me. Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, but Sinestro's going to have a part to play. Now, this is a character breakdown. They're looking for Thal Sinestro, 40s, male, any ethnicity. He's the greatest of all the Green Lanterns. Sinestro is akin to a warrior monk, the personification of grace under pressure. He serves as the strategic commander for the Corps, and all Lanterns follow his orders without question. Although he is revered for his unmatched willpower and wisdom, a darker destiny belies his otherwise zen demeanor, and it's a series regular role. I cannot wait for this series. I'm sitting there trying to put my beard in. That's why I'm working out so hard. It's out here. That's why I'm out here Y'all don't need a nigga in this damn thing. You don't need a nigga in this bitch eventually.
Look, it's about time they start getting these castings right for DC, man. Because like DC got such a kind of dark undertone, and you need good characters to kind of pull through and pull the story along, man. And finally, they getting there. They getting there, man. Like,
well, I think it's now. Well, you got to remember, you got to have the direction in which they want to go in.
Yep.
The characters, I've always said this, you know, even through the arguments of the whole Snyderverse and whatnot, there's a litany of characters outside of the Trinity that we can see. Some of the stories are dark, but DC in itself wants to go lighter. So the lanterns, because it's so much CGI and so much the power of will, you can play so much to it. But again, we don't have to expect this to connect to anything. This can be its own series. Again, we've got a Stargirl series. We got all the things that are on the Arrowverse. I refuse to ever call a CW verse around here. We're not doing that. I mean, but you got those different things. So I'm interested to hear that. Speaking of Warner and their films, now Warner Movies is expected to go back to traditional theatrical release with both The Flash and The Batman for 2022.
Really?
What that means, they're basically saying you get movie theater only. You are not getting an HBO simul release because again, I agree. Why? Because this is all a money thing. Yes, we're still in the middle of this panorama, right? We're still in the middle of this shit, right? There's still a paparazzi going on, and so because of that, some people are hesitant to go to movie theaters. Not all movie theaters are packing out. Not all movie theaters are open. Some movie chains are not surviving. We're finding this out.
Right.
But people are buying these subscriptions to be able to get these movies, and you're going to pay for convenience. Right. Now, HBO Max is like, Warner Media is like, we spending all this money. We need all this money back.
Yeah.
We need all this money back.
All that. Millions.
And to think about it, not just the millions in its regular budget, especially when it comes to the Batman. But you're talking about money you're paying even when you're not shooting because of COVID delays. You got production stop, and now the cast has to still be paid, even though they said because it's not due to their own fault. Cast and crew have to be paid. All these different things have to be paid up. Testing costs, all these different things. So you're spending all this money outside of the normal in what you're spending for the film. And so you're like, we need to get all this shit back.
Return on investment.
Yep. A lot of people forget about ROI. I talk to people about that all the time. I was telling people, I was telling people about that when it comes to the Snyder Cut. You know, I say, for the fans that wanted it, they got it, they were happy. I said, but you got to understand, this was only a business move for HBO Max. This was not a give the fans what they want. This was we need y'all to go and buy these subscriptions so we can get some money, get our return on investment. We spent $70 million to let him finish it, but we know all y'all are supposed to buy these subscriptions, and what not to have this is going to eclipse that. It's going to be like the budget and profit we would make in a theater, the profit wise. And so, because think about it, there was no real marketing for this. So there was no real billboards everywhere. It was just, you knew about it, but the biggest marketing was word of mouth, and people knew and they had to either buy or have an HBO Max subscription. So you get these new subscribers, and now your numbers come up. But again, we're going to theatrical releases. You're not worried about subscribers now. This is not that joint venture anymore. This is butts and seats. Take this shit, let this shit drop. When Fast 9 drops on May 21st in China. Godzilla showed you it's starting to happen. Depends on what Fast 9 does, will speak volumes. You know. So let's go real quick. Did you see Black Lightning, the Painkiller backdoor pilot for Black Lightning? Shouts out to my boy, my friend Jordan, man, Calloway. Him playing the verses of himself in Painkiller and the discussions and the philosophical debates he had. And the episode was beautiful. It was very Afrofuturistic, gave us a lot of a Wakanda feel for what Akashic Valley is and what to expect. I'm expecting the series to get picked up and go forward. I'll spend that much time on that because I know we don't have you for super, super long. So what I'm going to do, that's all I got for this week. But I'm going to go to some emails I got in the Mad Titan email. Y'all already know you can email me, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com, madtitanpodcast@gmail.com. And you can call the hotline, 818-276-6947, 818-276-6947. Here's a couple of emails I got. First email is from Joshua Alicia with the title Young Avengers. Joshua says, "Hey Jay, hope all is well and glad to hear you're attempting to get the pod out more frequently. I can understand life gets in the way, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to do the pod as often as you do. Gives me a little reprieve during the day. Anyway, I had an observation question for you. With the Marvel series introducing characters like the twins in WandaVision and Eli, who will eventually become the Patriot in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I started contemplating the concept of mantles in the MCU. In comics, it's just an understood thing that most heroes have successors in one way or another. And in movie franchises, we're all used to recasting the lead actors and such. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, etc.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how do you feel about it in our new phase of characters? Because I was personally never into the Young Avengers. I'm sure they were cool and had interesting stories, but I would much prefer you delve deep into characters I've never really had an exposure to, like Moon Knight, for example, then give me the junior versions of characters I've already seen or read. Hope you're well, Joshua Alicia. Joshua, thank you for your email. Let me say this. I think the Young Avengers is to build into this new fan base. A fan base, when I say a new fan base, to appease that younger. Yes, the younger kids are going to love your Spider-Mans, Captain Americas, Incredible Hulks, etc. But now give them the kids.
Yeah.
Let them see the kids, the teenagers, the young adults do their thing.
You know, I think this is definitely a setup. If you remember a while back in the comics, when they killed off all the main characters, where Hawkeye shot Hulk through the eye with the arrow. He was the one to kill him, you know, and then you had the new Hulk come through that could control his Hulkisms. Then you had Kamala. She came and she's the new Ms. Marvel, you know. And then at the time, I don't know if people remember, WandaVision, Wanda and Vision had a daughter who was part of the new kind of wave. So Marvel had already been down this path of new faces. And again, with Riri Williams, she's part of it too. She was part of that wave where they killed off Tony Stark in the comics. So I think this is dope. It's a new feel because Marvel wanted to change up how they and they went back to it now, but they wanted to change up the sequential number of the comics. You know, we was on like number 800 plus with Spider-Man. So, and they stopped it and they made it like series. So this is all about a new generation, people that's watching social media, that want content fast, that want to be relatable to them. You know, we old heads. We up here talking about Peter Parker when he was a teenager. You know what I mean? We talking about, you know, Wolverine when him and Sabretooth was going at. You know what I mean? Like, so they want that new stuff. You know what I'm saying? X-23. You know what I mean? X-23 is another one. You know what I mean? So it's new faces, man.
And man, I'm you can see my eyes moving through various screens and everything, but you got my heart, man. I'm like, this nigga's a diehard nerd. I love it. I love it, nigga. I love it. Let me go to my other email I have from one of the members of my squad, from Jolene. She's amazing. Jolene has a director's cut question. She says, "Hey Jay, me again with a follow-up question to the director's cut because I love the conversation. Is it me, or did the Snyder of it all ruin this sort of thing? It feels like studios often will release extended editions and director's cut long before this giant internet bullying. It was a way for them to keep making more money off something they already owned. Like, I'm a girl that owns a theatrical version of Tim Story's Fantastic Four and the extended edition, which is not a director's cut. Tim's Story apparently had little to do with it, but like, studio still made it and released it. Snyder changed it all into something annoying. Plus, he was given more money to film a whole new movie. So like, it's nothing like what it used to be. I feel like before this giant quote unquote movement, no one would even question these sorts of releases. Always keep on killing it." Jolene, thank you so much. Let me answer this first. I agree.
Yeah.
Director's cuts and extended editions were a special thing. They were a special, and I keep saying, I said it for the longest. I understand that from what Zack Snyder did to what Joss Whedon did are two different things. I get it. I completely get it. Yep. Those are two different movies. I understand. I respect that part. But the way it went about and the way it's still going now, it is now becoming where it's like, oh, well, forget what came in the theaters. Just give me the director's cut. And they're trying to force studios' hands. Yeah. Again, David Ayer talking about there's a bigger cut of Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. I don't want to see the whole version of that movie to see just a little more Jared Leto's Joker. No. But now it's becoming this bad taste thing. Like when they released the quote unquote Zemo cut Marvel did for Falcon and Winter Soldier, the previous episode, I was like, yo, I get it in the funness of what it is, but it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
No,
but go ahead.
It makes you, to me, it kind of dilutes the whole storyline. You know what I mean? And in this day and age where with the comic book movies kind of taking over, there's a plot line that you kind of have to follow, because comic books already have loopholes on loopholes on loopholes. We know that. That's what it is. Characters die and they come back miraculously. We get it. But when it comes to these movies, when you start making these director's cuts and you start releasing them because this is what they want, to me, that whole thing, what direction are we going in now? You know what I mean? Like now, it's like, what direction are we going in? Are we going the Snyder direction? Because if we go in the Snyder direction, you got to reset the whole thing up to me. Like you got to reset that whole thing and like tell these stories again. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, why do we keep needing this, man? Like we didn't need to do that, because to me they like tarnish, a direction. You could have probably reset and said, hey, this is the way we going now. But now that you got the Snyder cut, it's like, well, I want this direction. You know what I mean? Like I want this direction now. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the thing. And it's not, I always said this, somebody tried to say that Warner does not respect a director's vision. And I was like, that is a whole lie. That's a whole lie, because there are so many directors they've worked with that have done trilogies and all these other things. And the Lord of the Rings is an special one. The Lord of the Rings, the Wachowski, Steven Soderbergh, et cetera, et cetera. They've allowed directors, but again, the studio has control of what they want to do. Now, a director's cut is meant to put out, like Jolene said, if the regular thing comes out, it makes so much money. You're like, we can make more money on this.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord of the Rings extended cut was for. That's what all these other things are for. This was just to say, here's one version of a movie, here's another movie. That's what this was.
That's what it was.
People are trying to bully this, and it's got to stop, man. I just think it's got to, because again, we're going to lose the purpose of doing extended versions, losing the purpose of bringing out director's cuts, because if you feel like, we're obligated to have them, no, because somebody tried to say, because yes, okay, don't get me wrong, there are directors who will go on social media now and will express their displeasure on certain things. Josh Trank says Josh Trank said before the premiere, this is not my version of Fan 4 Stick. Josh Trank said that, and after seeing Fan 4 Stick, I was like, nigga, I don't blame you. I'd have disavowed the fuck out of that shit too. Like, nigga, look, I got Reggie, Kathy, and Michael B. Jordan, but nigga, I didn't do this shit. Like, somebody's 8-year-old drew Dr. Doom and they let it go. I was like, nigga, no. But I think that is a bad thing. But listen, I know this is a shorter episode because that's all the time I got for this week, man. All the stuff I got. Listen, before I wrap up everything, Dario, man, appreciate you, bro. I will always love to have you back on here. To get your nerdiness more full in depth, bro. We definitely gonna set that up. But tell the people how they can reach you, how they can find you. And we got a lot of listeners that are in the Chicagoland area, so let them know what you got going on.
Man, you first of all, y'all can find me on social media everywhere at Dario D Comedy on all social media platforms. You can check out my page, DarioDurham.com. Keep up with me there, man. Weekly show at Zany's on Wednesdays after work. We got a DJ spinning. It's a completely different vibe at Zany's than y'all probably used to. Resident host at the bar called My Buddies in Chicago on Saturdays. Wednesdays also they got a simultaneous show. Saturdays I host every other Saturday. In the Laugh Factory every last Thursday with the Good Vibe Show. Again, got a DJ there as well. I'm all over the city. Just follow me. Send me friend requests, whatever you want. I follow back, man, and we had some fun with it. Let's get out here in these streets, man.
That's what's up, man. Listen, always, I appreciate you, bro. I definitely do. Y'all already know the drill to find me, Twitter, Instagram, and Mr. J Washington. Why did I let my dumb ass let something play in the background of my ear and it started playing? It's like, yo, be a professional, Jay. Y'all already know, like I said, Twitter, Instagram. My Supervillain Squad on Patreon, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. Join the squad, man. When you join the squad, you are automatically a producer here of the Mad Titan podcast. And with that, I want to give a shout out to all the members of the squad. Adam Collins, Alberto Rios, thank you for being at the 101 with the Supervillain level. AJ Bristol, Ashley King, AZ Badfish, Brock Severson, Bryant Larson, Charles C. Wilson, thank you for being at the 101 level, bro. Cheryl Corman, Christopher Conley, Dan Bemke, David Adams, Deflated Brady, Deontay Clemens, Edward Wilshire, Fanboy Cantina, Fillmore Pockets, Fred Castillo, Hillary Nellums, Jake Icavetta, James Robinson, Jolene, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. Jose Montalvo, Justin Square, Kenneth Daisy, Kirsty Oliveria, Kyle Grandinetti, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. LK, Luis Torres, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. Marcus Burton, Mike Moore, Mikey Lito, Paisley Darts, Patrick Harden, Quentin Milrow, Randy Costas, you already know, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. Rudy Rueda, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. Soul Govin and Xavier Black Wiley, thank you for being at the one-on-one level. For all of you all who support me on the Patreon, thank you. We got some conversations going up about wrestling over there right now, and a whole lot more. So please, if you want to support, go ahead and join. It's only $5 a month. I appreciate that as well. Again, Blurs in the Hood every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast. YouTube and Twitch, youtube.com/BLERDS, the letter NTHEHOOD. Me and Winston A. Marshall, where we talk about the world of pop culture, sports, news, entertainment, and politics from a Blur's perspective, and we are unapologetically black. You know what I mean? So come do with that. And yeah, that's about it, man. So again, Dario, thank you a million. Everybody who rocks with your boy, I appreciate y'all. I will holler at y'all next week. Till then, take care. I'm out. Bye.